Darren picked up a first down on the opening play on Jalen Washington's 11-yard line.
Yeah, Jalen's really coming on. Of course, he made his 2015 debut at Marion County. 4 carries for 88 yards and a couple scores. So, good start for the Jackets.
2nd down and 6. Here's a give up the middle, and it'll be Wakefield, and he stretches out to about the 37-yard line, which will be a gain of 2, and it'll bring up the first 3rd down. Now, Woodford County's starting unit will be Mix in center, Jost and Hamlin starting his 3rd game in place of Stratton at right guard. Jackson and Young are the tackles. The wide receiver is Kane. The wide receiver on the other side, Richards. Quarterback is Trey Thurman. Burnaby and Wingfield are the running backs on 3rd down, and this is not going anywhere here.
Yeah, nice defensive play by, I believe that was number 40 in there for
Woodford has been in scoring shape twice and come up with nothing, and they have dominated the line of scrimmage. Possession will now start from the Madison Central 5-yard line. This is our first look at the Madison Central offense, quarterbacked by junior Zach Harden. He's got it, and he gives in there, and breaking a tackle is Corian Pryor over the 10 to about the 11 or 12-yard line.
Yep. But Harden is not inexperienced. His
Started
first start was 2 years ago, right here against us as a freshman.
As a freshman. And that was probably the worst Madison Central team, Darren, I think I've ever
in a while.
seen.
In a long time.
And we still lost.
On
This
a
series,
field goal.
this series is dominated by Madison Central. They lead 8-1. Woodford is 0-5 at home. The one victory they had was not at Madison Central.
No.
It was at the Rec Bowl. Here's a pitch back, and Johan Williams has got it, and he's going to get to about the 17, which should be a first down.
It's going to be close. Tell you what, I don't know who the wideout was, but he got by with a nice little hole.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell from where we're at. The angle we
maybe
had
the quarterback took a bad angle to hand off.
I don't know. You never know. I mean, but again, it's a situation where Woodford has been their own worst enemy tonight. You know, 3 turnovers.
No doubt about that.
You know,
no doubt about that. That's the 3rd turnover by the Yellow Jackets, and Madison Central is again. They're set up right in the red zone already.
And Woodford just right now just looking shell-shocked.
Trailing 22-0. Madison Central now driving for more. Corey Kidd wide to the left, matched up with Malik Richards. Lawrence Lee is wide to the right, and that's Miller in motion. They're going to go inside with Williams, and he made a nifty little move to change holes and get to the 16-yard line.
Well, on our field mic, you might have heard somebody from the Woodford County crowd holler holding. Or block in the back. Actually, an offensive lineman can block in the back within a 5-yard area from the line of scrimmage on either side of that line of scrimmage. But Woodford right now just taking bad pursuit angles.
Gain of 4, it'll be 2nd and 6. 6:52 to go in the first half. We'll have the full homecoming halftime, including one of our broadcast crew. Gloria McLean will be one of the homecoming candidates tonight. She's set to go. Here's Miller in motion. Harden leaves it off in there, and Williams will go virtually untouched.
He did go untouched.
For the touchdown.
He did go untouched, and right now Woodford just parking like the Red Sea. What that was a counter delayed draw. They brought the wing back in motion. He yo-yoed back to the same side he came from, which is the right side of the formation, and then Cryer was at Williams.
That was Williams.
Williams just kind of took a stutter step to his left to come back behind the block, and they had what they call a bend fold block up in front with the tackle and the guard.
All right, again, they checked the alignment for a possible 2-point conversion, and they're going to go for it, and they didn't get it.
I'll tell you what, somebody moved too early for Madison Central, but it didn't work anyway. But
well, they had a race as their 2-point conversion, and now it's the customary 4-touchdown, 28 points.
But do you get the impression that Coach Centers wants to go home early?
Well, if they get 8 more points, well, that's they started out with the 8, so maybe he wants to get out of this range.
That's what I'm saying. Do you get the impression he wants to go home early?
That's a distinct possibility. And it will happen if they get 8 more points in Woodford County.
Well, Woodford's got to have something positive happen. I mean, right now they are kind of like Mike Tyson with Buster Douglas many years ago. Got caught with a haymaker and they haven't recovered. And I'm showing my age because everybody's going, Buster who? No relation to me, folks. He's a big guy.
So Madison Central has run 15 plays and scored 4 touchdowns.
Wow. And we ran, 13 on the first drive?
Yep. 15 plays, 4 touchdowns for Madison Central.
Huh. How many times have we seen Woodford County teams at homecoming play bad?
This looks like
in 30 years, probably maybe so far the worst we've seen so far.
Yeah.
In 30 years.
Looks like the Franklin County game. Looks like the North Bullitt game.
Actually, I think it looks worse than those two, to be honest with you.
Kick is high, and Depp will take it again, this time at the 12. And this time he heads straight upfield and gets to the 32.
But he's looking to dance outside, and the hole was back here to the middle of the field. He got a nice block at the point of attack, but if he looks to his left, there's a better seam, but he was looking to cut it back out to the far sideline. Woodford's got to just right now just shake this off and just put some points on the board. I think if the law of averages will tell you that if you play as poorly as Woodford's played in the first half, now outside of that first drive, you take away that turnover at the end. That was a well-designed drive. If you have something positive happen, Murphy's Law, hopefully the second half will turn around in your favor, and Madison Central will start turning the ball over.
Good field position to start out at the Woodford County 32. Pitch going wide. Out in front is Burnaby blocking on Hughley. Hughley shears off that tackle and makes the tackle.
Well, he should have cut it up.
Shears off that block.
Well, as soon as Burnaby made contact, he should have cut right back off the back side of Burnaby. He would have gotten 2 or 3 yards. Instead, he's dropped for a couple of yards.
1 yard loss.
Okay. But if Burnaby's out in front. That's your lead blocker. That's the one you need to read. That block cut off his hip. But
Richards wide to the right. Corey Kidd picks him up one-on-one. There's no deep safety for Madison Central. There's the give to Winkfield off the right side, and he'll get 4, maybe 5 yards before he is brought down, and looks like Hughley was in on the tackle.
now the rain has stopped, almost. It's still spritzing a little bit.
Gain of 5, it'll be 3rd and 6 from the Woodford County 36, 5:22. And the clock moving here in a fast ball game as Woodford County has turned the ball over 3 times and Madison Central has scored 4 times. This is Johnson on the end around. Good block by Burnaby. Turns a corner, gets a first down, and he's short of midfield. Nice run there, and blocking ahead of him is Dominic Johnson, the coach's son.
That was actually Dominic that carried the ball.
Yep.
Yeah. Somebody better check 34. He has no idea where he's at for Central.
So a 14-yard pickup and a first down. It's been a long time since the Jackets had a first down.
Yeah,
they had 6 to open the ball game. We're at midfield. Woodford County with 4:53 to go in the first half. 1st and 10, 2 receivers to either side. This is Thurman, and he leaves it off for Winkfield, and coming in from behind and bear hugging on the tackle there was number 70, and that is Ulmer, their college guy.
Look for Trey to pull that thing and go around the end, because as soon as Central
Is that
sees,
Winkfield?
That was Burnaby. As soon as the action comes to one side or the other, Central sprinting to the football. If you look over to the far side, Mac, a moment ago, to Woodford's right as they moved right to left, was wide open. There wasn't a white jersey within 30 yards over there.
I said Will Ulmer a second ago. There's a cross-buck play inside. Johnson, I thought I saw the ball maybe come loose.
That was his head that went down.
So Johnson's going to get to about the 43, a pickup of about 4, and it will be 3rd down. Will Ulmer is their college prospect on he's on the offensive line is where he's been recruited for. He just signed with Marshall back in June. He goes about, 6'7", 6'4", 295.
We're going to be about a half a yard short, Mac, maybe a yard.
And there's no question we've got to go for it.
Oh, yeah, down 4 scores. We got to put some points on the board going into halftime and make yourself feel better about yourself.
So Burnaby's going to get about 2.
Now
Woodford needs about 1.
Let's give Central credit. When Woodford's turned the ball over, they have taken advantage of it. And Woodford's got to hang on to the football. They proved they can move the ball on Central. They just got to hang on to the ball.
Blitz.
He got the first down. Boy, I didn't think he was going to get it there for a minute.
Well, he got forward progress, and then he got pushed back. But it appears Johnson did get the first down. Right? They're not going to measure, are they?
No, he got the first down.
They haven't moved the chains.
Well, Coach Sanders hadn't liked anything that the head linesman over, or the line judge over there has done. That's one of the guys I know, Larry Corey. He used to be a professional wrestler, an independent wrestler here locally. I'm not lying.
I'm glad to see now he's got some steady work.
Yeah.
That's Washington.
Well, he had some steady work because he played a heel. And those seem to have the more steadier work than the good guys, supposedly. I don't know. That's Larry talking. And the white hat is a guy by the name of Jacob, or Jay Asher, been a long time official. He's football, basketball, baseball. He's a baseball official in the Southeastern Conference. He's actually more known for
baseball, isn't he, because of the SEC.
Well, he's a legend in his own mind and everything, if you ask him. And his wife is back home listening to us, by the way.
Counterplaying there to Washington. He'll be about
half
a yard short,
maybe a yard, yep.
Maybe less than that from a first down.
Well, and the funny thing about that is Jay said he flew in from Washington State. Now, anybody knows Jay Asher knows he's probably talking out of both sides of his mouth at the same time. And
what was he doing in Washington State?
Well, he says his wife owns a horse farm up there on the Canadian border. It's far enough to be out of this world to be true, but knowing him, I'm not sure.
Trey dropped the ball
and didn't get it.
And didn't advance, so it'll be 4th down.
Now,
that mishandle.
That one looked like it came up a little funny from the center. But I think Trey also may have had his hands apart, which then would have caused that ball to squirt a little bit.
You know what, Darren? He got lucky. That ball actually was marked 1 yard ahead.
Yeah, well, actually, he got it and lunged back to the original line of scrimmage. So, again, we put the ball on the ground. Now, I'll take part of this blame because I said we haven't put the ball on the ground very much this year in the first 5 games.
Well, we certainly have made up for it tonight.
Yes, we have. Now,
the clock was becoming a factor. However, I think Woodford County has just taken their first. They had 3 timeouts left, so they should have.
Actually, they took one earlier on defense, remember?
Okay, but they got 3 on the clock.
We got new guys running the clock tonight, by the way.
I guess they're not keeping that part of the clock.
Brad Hudson is out of town tonight. Picked a good night to be out of town, Brad. It's raining.
Well, as long as we know accurate time.
Right.
The other numbers I'm not too sure are correct.
And I know Eric Taylor is listening tonight.
Except for the score.
And Eric, I apologize for no video. Because I know you'd like to turn the sound down. Don't listen to Mac and I.
We're not going to have.
We have video. A problem with I think one of the cords. I think the cord of the video.
No video
so
of
the camera's messed up.
No video of halftime. Huh?
Nope. I think the cord is messed up. So if it's not one thing, it's another in this business. But we are used to that after. You're in 35 years though. Whew.
Something like that.
Yeah. I love it when you say something like that. You don't want to think about how long you've been doing this, do you?
Backs in the I formation, 4th and 1. Give off in there to Burnaby, and I think the lunge made it.
Yeah.
He had to go, actually not quite to the 30. He's across the 30, and he all the way out to the 29. So Burnaby gets another. Woodford, what's that, 3 for 3 on fourth downs?
I think so. Maybe 4 for 4 now. But I will tell you this. We probably should have had 2 plays called with 1:15 to go in the first half. We need to score desperately bad.
So apparently we have 1 timeout left. Burnaby's the up back. Johnson is the tailback. Blitz up the middle. Johnson runs corner. Dives back inside. He's in a heck of a lot of trouble. He goes out of bounds, but the clock continues to run.
He said he was down in bounds, and they drove him out of bounds. There's about 8 white jerseys.
He's going to lose 2, and Woodford is going to spend its last time out, it looks like.
Well, you got no choice here. And right now you're looking at maybe throwing the football, but you got to try to get some points here.
28-0 Madison Central.
And the score is misleading because Woodford has driven the ball. They've kept control of it. Now, the most ridiculous stat in high school, college, statistical categories is time of possession. Because if you look at like Woodford's got control of the time of possession. They've got control of the yardage pretty much.
Well, like I said.
But then you look at like Oregon in the college ranks, they score 1, 2, 3 plays at times.
Central's run 15 plays, and we are 52 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah,
15 plays.
And that's ridiculous. Woodford's got to take care of the ball. They've done a better job of doing that here, but they've dug themselves such a hole. Can they get out of it? Is the thing. I mean,
and the problem here is, you're fine if you're ahead,
right?
But when you're down and have a running offense, you're down this much with an offense that keeps the ball on the ground and chews clock. That's not the offense you need in this situation. Woodford County's going to have to get yardage in chunks, which means Thurman's going to have to throw the ball a lot more in the second half.
Yeah, we can run the ball, no problem, but we've got to be able to throw it now.
2nd and 12. Speaking of throwing, here's a throwing situation. They set up the screen, and this is Winkfield with Drake Jackson out in front.
He needs to wait on Drake to get out there.
And he got to the 26.
Needed to wait on Drake to get out there. They had it set up perfectly. Drake was doing everything he could to get out there at 3:05. Trey just a little antsy.
It's a gain of 5 to the 26. 27 seconds on the clock. Thurman cocks and fires. It is in and out of the hands of Jacob Jenkins at the 10.
Yeah, you had him. That's one where he needs to just rear back and throw that thing. He tried to touch it over the linebacker, but I think if he even rips that.
And we're facing another 4th down with 19 seconds.
Well, here's the interesting
left
thing.
In the first half.
Right now, on those 2 plays, Woodford's leading receiver is not on the field. And that's D. Depp. And I don't know. I see him right behind the coaches right there. I don't know if he's banged up or what.
Graham Kane wide to the left. Johnson is in the slot to that side. 2 deep safeties for Madison Central. Thurman drifts and throws down the sideline, and we will turn the ball over to Madison Central on 4th down.
Well, I tell you what, the left cornerback got by with a hold the size of Texas. Malik Richards got off the ball, and then all of a sudden he just reached out and grabs him and rides him out of bounds, and no flag.
Well, this has the way this is going right now, Darren, this has makings of a very short second half.
It does.
Madison Central scores early in the second half. This could be a very short game because they're going to go, once they go have a touchdown, if they score and make it 34, they'll try to make it 36.
And I agree. Well, that's good news. We have D back out on the field. And by the way, the last couple of series, Sage Young was back at his left tackle spot again.
So Central at the 26. And let's see if they just try to kill the last few seconds here. Williams almost got himself first down.
He did.
I believe he got beyond the stick.
I'm surprised they didn't try to air one out.
Only the 16th play of this first half for Madison Central. And they called a timeout.
Yeah. Now, I would not be surprised, Mac, if you see Woodford when they kick off for the second half, maybe try an onside kick.
Try an onside kick.
Well, try to get back in this thing.
Yep. Williams got 9. They called a timeout.
Well, right now you got to watch for a hook and ladder.
They
no high school teams run that, although we saw one about 3 years ago. Won the ball game, actually, for Bowling Green.
What I think Mr. Centers is trying to do here, he's trying to find a restaurant that's open. He's going to try to end this game early so he can find a restaurant that's open.
Do I see we have video?
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We kind of got it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Casey's kind of not quite sure we have.
Well, that's Sam over here.
Oh, okay.
He's a whole lot taller than Casey.
Yeah, I was looking at hands. I didn't look at the face there.
Yeah.
Here's a give to Miller. And he's down inside the 31, but that will run the clock out here in the first half.
He had a crease.
Yeah, but he was pinned to the sideline.
That was a good job by D-Dep.
So the first half has come to an end. The game started very well for Woodford County. The Jackets decided with the coin toss going their way to receive, to try to get something going early, and they did. They drove on the ground consistently, got 4 straight first downs, got in Madison Central territory, but the first, Darren, of 3 fumbles. And Madison Central returned the first fumble all the way for a touchdown, tacked on a 2-point conversion, and it has been all downhill since that time for Woodford County. 2 more turnovers, 2 more of those turned into scores, and it's just been a nightmare first half of turnovers in a game that we told you earlier. Woodford County had only had 6 turnovers in the first 5 games.
Yeah, we jinxed
but they've
them.
had 3 tonight.
We jinxed them, or I did. I jinxed them. I'll take full weather. Or we can also say maybe we were a little loose with the football. But we've got to do something to correct this in the second half and at least make this a game in the second half. I think we have, we've actually outplayed Madison Central for the most part, except for the turnovers. I'll also say that
it's hard to say when you're losing 28-0.
True, but I'll also say that we did a nice job of coming through the first half. Dare I say, penalty-free.
Except the penalties became turnovers.
Right.
Tonight.
There you go.
We substituted the turnovers for the penalties.
Yeah,
tonight.
One snake bites the other one,
Oh, yeah, something like that. All right, homecoming.
Now please welcome our sophomore candidates. First, Miss Annie Hill. Annie is performing Next is Miss Josie Turner. Josie is the daughter of Kelly and Mike Turner. Josie is being escorted tonight by Matt Stratton. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Josie Turner. Next is Miss Tessa Parks. Tessa is the daughter of Ginger and Robin Parks. Tessa is escorted tonight by her brother and WCHS wrestling coach, Wesley Parks. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Tessa Parks. Next, please welcome our junior candidates. First, Miss Katie Craig. Katie Beck is the daughter of Brian and Tammy Craig. Katie Beck is escorted tonight by her brother, Carson Craig. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Katie Beck Craig. Next is Miss Morgan Centers. Morgan is the daughter of Lisa Centers. Morgan is being escorted tonight by Matthew Heigl. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Morgan Centers. Next we have Miss Rachel Paul. Rachel is the daughter of Robert and Lisa Paul. Rachel is escorted tonight by none other than Jack Batman. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Rachel Paul. And finally for the juniors, Miss Ziggy Washington. Ziggy is the daughter of Shamika Washington and Sean Henderson. Ziggy is escorted tonight by Trevor White. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ziggy Washington. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our WCHS senior homecoming candidates. First, Miss Ashley Lawrence. Ashley is the daughter of Nina Lawrence. Ashley is escorted tonight by Dennis Lawrence. Ashley has been a honeybee, but is now a founding member of the co-ed acapella group, the Mellow Jackets. She is president of Theater Club and is involved in the first student-directed musical. She plans to attend EKU for education of the deaf and hard of hearing. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ashley Lawrence. Next is Miss Camille Carter. Camille is the daughter of Laverne Carter. Camille is escorted tonight by Mason Rutherford. Camille loves giving back to the community by volunteering for God's Pantry in Lexington. She enjoys meeting new people and meeting others around her. She plans to study biochemistry at WKU. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Camille Carter. Next, please welcome Miss Gloria McLean. Gloria is the daughter of Luke and Anita McLean. Gloria is escorted tonight by Grant Welling. Gloria is a student officer for Robotics Club and participates in multiple acapella groups. She volunteers for the broadcasting team and enjoys writing, drawing, and reading. She is planning on majoring in electrical engineering or bioengineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Gloria McLean. Next is Miss Natalie Higgins. Natalie is the daughter of Pete and Diane Higgins. Natalie is being escorted tonight by Clay Rouse. Natalie plays soccer for WCHS and is president of ASHS. She enjoys camping and hiking. She plans to major in biomedical engineering with a minor in Spanish. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Natalie Higgins. And last but not least, Miss Valerie Strout. Valerie is the daughter of Jeff and Adele Strout. Valerie is escorted tonight by her brother, Aaron Strout. Valerie is a member of Honeybees, Mellow Jackets, Color Guard, Concert Band, and Crowd. She wants to attend UK and become non-colleges. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Valerie Strout. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for 2015 sophomore homecoming attendant is Miss Tessa Parks. The 2015 junior homecoming attendant is Miss Ziggy Washington. The 2015 senior homecoming attendant is Miss Valerie Shroud. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. The reason you put up with my announcing in the rain. The 2015 homecoming queen is Miss Camille Carter. Congratulations, Camille, and to all of our 2015 homecoming brides. Good luck, Yellow Jackets, as we begin the second half shortly.
So there you have it on a rainy homecoming night. Let's go over, in case you had any problem at all, hearing the freshman attendant tonight was Jasmine Collins, the sophomore attendant Tessa Parks, the junior attendant was Ziggy Washington, the senior attendant was Valerie Shrout, and the senior and homecoming queen was Camille Carter. Camille Carter, the senior homecoming queen for 2015. Congratulations to Camille. Well, it's been a rough first half on the football field for the Woodford County Yellow Jackets. They have dominated the football game in terms of number of plays run, and they've gotten 2-1 on the amount of possession clock that they have eaten up, but they're down 28-0 in the first half. The Jackets with only 106 total yards. They have no points, and this is a team that's averaged 42.4 points a game this year, scoreless at halftime. Here's the way the scoring went, and Woodford County opened up with a big drive all the way down to the Madison Central 34. They drove it consistently with 4 first downs, but then a bad exchange of a handoff. The ball got on the ground, and Javari Hughley picked it up for Madison Central and ran 54 yards for Madison Central touchdown. The kick was good. Actually, there was no kick. There was a run by Johan Williams for 2 points, and that made it 8-0 in favor of Madison Central. Woodford County, again, on the next drive, fumbled it once again. And this time it was recovered again by Madison Central. The Jackets had driven all the way down inside the Madison Central red zone and came up empty once again. Madison Central scored on a 95-yard drive. And it was a 32-yard touchdown pass to John Williams from Zach Harden. The kick for the extra point by White was good, and it's 15-0. Woodford County made another mistake on the ensuing kickoff. Off a big bounce from the turf, it bounced back toward Madison Central. Woodford County did not aggressively pursue the football, and Madison Central's Jalen Powell recovered what was really a long onside kick. That put Madison Central at the Woodford County 16, and on the third play, it was Miller going 14 yards for a touchdown. Keenan Miller, 14-yard touchdown run, with White's extra point kick made it 22-0. And wouldn't you know, Woodford County fumbled again on the next series, gave Madison Central the football at the Jacket to nothing. Opportunity to score and try something on the board on Trey Thurman's pass. Seconds of the half. Woodford County, the leading Winkfield, pretty close. All of them are pretty yards. Jalen Washington has carried 7 times for 34 yards. Emir Burnaby 8 times for 26. And Dominic Johnson has carried 4 times for 17 yards. For Madison Central, they are led in rushing by Keenan Miller, who had a couple of 33-yard runs, including the last play of the first half. He carried 4 times for 91 yards and scored a touchdown. Johan Williams, 7 carries for 45 yards, also a touchdown. Corey and Cryer, 3 carries for 10, and Jabari Hughley carried 1 time for 3. Zach Harden, who usually throws the ball about 20 times a game, has only thrown it twice tonight, but one of them was to John Williams for a 32-yard touchdown pass. He's 1 out of 2 for 32 yards and 1 touchdown. For Woodford County, Trey Thurman has thrown only 3 times, completed 1 for 5 yards. That was to Winkfield on that late drive that came up short for Woodford County. So again, the score is Madison Central 28, Woodford County nothing. We're going to take this break and be back for third quarter action here at Community Stadium right after this on WoodfordSports.com. Are we on? Okay. Back to Community Stadium. The rain has been falling throughout the night, sometimes heavy. Woodford County has been soaked by it tonight. They've been soaked by the rain, and they've been soaked by Madison Central, 28-0. And, Darren, it's been the story of Woodford County mistakes. Madison Central has turned every mistake into touchdowns, 3 fumbles, and a misplayed kickoff.
Yeah.
They've turned them all into touchdowns.
Well, and it's just it's been a combination of a lot of different things. And, I hope the Jackets can just come back and show some resolve and some fight here in the second half. Somebody was asking me if we had issues because of the weather, and I said, well, if we are, how come Central's not? They're playing the same thing. They've done a better job of taking care of the football. I just hope we can just keep fighting and clawing. I mean, things can turn around in your favor the second half. All the mistakes can be on Madison Central side if you just keep playing.
Possession. Woodford County has doubled the possession. They've had it almost 16 minutes to Madison Central's 8. And in plays, Madison Central has run, as we said, 17 plays was the official there. And Woodford County has run 34. So double the plays, double the time of possession. But as we look at the scoreboard, the Jackets are down 28 points. Mistakes. Otherwise, Darren, if you rub out the mistakes, this is a competitive ball game. But we don't do that, and we can't do that.
Well, Woodford's not giving any
looks like
hidden stuff here. They're going for an onside kick to start the second half.
And they're down 28-0 and having to kick off. Woodford County looks like they're going to gamble. So let's see what happens. Has to go 10 yards. And
nice play.
Very good play. Central will get it in midfield, and hopping on the football for Madison Central was Jordan Hendricks.
Nice
number
play.
8. So it'll be 1st and 10, Madison Central from the 50. Jackets had to try it.
Yeah. And that was a pretty good attempt from Max Lippert. It was really the first time he's been asked to do it.
It was really well kicked, yeah.
You want that big hop, and a good job by the Madison Central player that he attacked the football, did Hendricks.
Elio Reyes over center. Kyle Hamlin, Seth Jost are the tackles, the down 3 for Woodford County. 1st and 10 from the 50 with Keenan Miller in motion. Fake and a play-action pass. Dancing around is Miller, and he ran right into. I thought he was going to run into Jost. Instead, he got tackled by Reyes, and Jost is slow to get up.
That was Harden that got sacked, and I was grumbling because Malik Richards absolutely got turned around and left on the carpet by Corey Kidd for Madison Central.
As you said, the grandson of Roy Kidd.
No pressure.
The all-time Eastern football coach, the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, no pressure on the young man, huh? None.
I guess not. Second down. 3 receivers, and a pitch going to Yohan Williams. He bobbled the ball, gets a first down, and a lot more down to the Woodford County 37 with a first down.
Well, somebody whiffed on him.
He bobbled the ball on his way through and still was able to hang on to it.
Well, we had a nice shot at a tackle. I didn't see the number for Woodford, but whoever it was just kind of went in there and whiffed on him.
So a 20-yard run by Williams to the Woodford County 37. And it'll be first down for the Indians as they send John Williams wide left. Miller's in the slot to that side. And they've got Grant in the slot to the opposite side. Kidd is the wide receiver right, and in motion is Miller. Turn, handoff in there. Big hole for Williams. He's got a first down and lots more. And coming from behind to make the stop, that was Lee Kane.
I didn't see who they ran right by the linebacker. I don't know who it was, but.
And the ball will be placed, I believe, at the 13.
Yeah. What did I say? To tackle, what do you got to do? Besides wrap up. What's the first thing you got to do when you penetrate? Eyeballs up. Mm-hmm. Can't hit what you can't see.
And that's for safety purposes as well. From the 14-yard line. This will be no gainer.
Wow, they gave him 4 momentum to the 13. Mike, I don't think he made it.
Well, that was Hughley.
Yeah, but I don't think he made the line of scrimmage. He got a favorable mark.
The freshman Higgins. And they say he got 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Bryan Station leads Tate's Creek right now at halftime of that game up there. Bet you defense has stayed on the bus up there.
Williams wide to the right. Miller in the slot. That's the wide side of the field. One receiver to the left, and that's Grant in motion. Pitch going wide. This is Grant, and he's inside the 10 and fights and fights. He won't get the first down, but he got 2 or 3 more yards than I thought he would.
Well, somebody again went high.
So Hughley in there running the football now. Got to the 5. It'll be about a yard short.
Well, here's the one thing I will say about
down.
Central's running backs. They run hard, every one of them.
So it will be from the 5. It'll be 3rd down. 4th down.
Well, 3rd down.
3rd down.
And about 2.
3rd down, about 2. Jacket defense with its backs against the wall. Once again, Hamlin, Reyes, and now Jackson are the down 3. Give off in there to Williams, and he shreds it for a touchdown.
That's too easy.
They just locked up with Woodford County's front 3, and he went in for the touchdown.
Now, who allowed that horn in here?
And now, I believe they'll go for 2. If they go for 2 and it's successful, that clock will never stop from here on in. So I believe they'll go ahead and try this. Were not successful the last time that they tried to convert on a 2-point conversion.
They're going to run speed option right.
But they're going to try to get it over with right now. Here's Edwards through the end zone, incomplete. So they can't get the running clock going yet. And the score is Madison Central 34, Woodford County nothing, with 8:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back on WoodfordSports.com right after this. There's the kick. It's going to be a knuckler, may go out of bounds, and Woodford County will have it at the 35, 1st and 10. So the Jackets were on a disadvantage to start the second half. They had to kick off trailing 28-0. They tried an onside kick. Madison Central recovered it with no problem. And let's see, in about 6 plays, they scored. Johan Williams with a 5-yard touchdown run and made it 34-0. So they've added more misery to that scoreboard.
And up in the press box.
Yeah. Not a lot of shouting and hooing and hawing up here tonight. 1st and 10 from the 35. Thurman leaves it off in there, and that's Burnaby. Got caught immediately by Jesse Cox, but he needed some help. But Woodford County, in order to get back in this one, which seems, Darren, like an impossibility now.
I'll tell you what, Larry Sanders has been out on the field about as much as Jay Asher and his crew. And that's why that sideline warning is there, but no flags yet.
2nd and 5. Fake to Burnaby. Thurman's going to run. He kind of pulled up a little bit early, but I think they're going to give him the first down.
Well, he's trying not to get injured, which is smart because after a week off next week, you have your first district game of the year.
Well, he didn't get it. He's shy.
Wow. That's a horrible spot.
He got to the, they're going to call it the 45. Now, they got the first down. I'd say if it's at the 45, it should be a first down.
Yeah. By the nose of the football, possibly, but I thought they were moving back to closer to the 44. I thought it was a terrible spot.
Yeah. So, Jackets get a fresh set of downs, and this is Depp in motion. Busted play.
Somebody
Thurman
ran the wrong way.
Gets back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it. Yeah, we will be off next week, Woodford County's bye week.
You will be, not me.
Well, I'm going up to Dixie Heights. I'm going to watch my nephew play against Dixie Heights. He plays for Cooper.
Well, guess who is playing at Cooper tonight? Lexington Catholic.
Oh, Catholic. Okay.
Yeah. No, Highlands is Simon Kenton. 1-4 Highlands, by the way.
Second down play, looking for Richards, breaking on the ball and almost intercepting it, but dropping it. That was Kenton Edwards at about the Woodford, check that, the Madison Central 38-yard line.
Now, nice play by the safety for Madison Central, but Trey's got to throw that close to the sidelines where the only guy who can catch it is his guy, or if the safety does come over and is intercepted, he's got a chance of being out of bounds instead of intercepting going the other way. Throw it to where only your guy can catch it, or it's incomplete.
He had that interception all the way, couldn't handle it. So it'll be 3rd and 9. From the 46, Thurman with pretty good protection. Throwing for the sideline. Johnson will have to go
pass
get
interference. That's pass interference.
It looked like Edwards ran right through Johnson.
He did.
But I think Johnson made a mistake there, not coming back harder to the football.
Yeah, I think it just died. It looked like it shot out of the midair.
And it will be 4th down, and the Jackets are not going to go for it. Thurman will be in punt formation for the first time tonight.
We have to call timeout on special teams because we look like a fire drill going on. We got bodies running everywhere.
Corey Kidd, a dangerous punt returner. They'll drive deep for Madison Central.
And guess what? We only had 10 on the field is why.
And that's
Holy
why
cow.
the timeout occurred. 7:13. We're almost halfway through the third quarter, but Woodford County wishes there were more time left, or maybe they don't. Trailing 34-0 to Madison Central here at Homecoming 2015. We'll be back here on Sports, WoodfordSports.com. Here on Sports. Something that Woodford came on the field with.
Woodford lined up to go for it on 4th and 9.
Okay. So it forced Madison Central to call one of their timeouts, which
now,
at this point doesn't seem too critical.
This point, let's bring this up, this point here. I know I'm going to have some teachers mad at me on Monday, but oh well. What's new, right?
Yeah. Let her rip as you usually do.
Yes, let her rip.
Yeah.
I'm conjuring up my innermost Jim Gay right now. Jim let it rip all the time, didn't he?
Never a time he did.
Huh?
There was never a time he would hold back.
There
He would let it rip all the time. You're exactly right.
Yep, he would.
They're going for it on 4th and 9. Strong rush from the outside. They throw over. Johnson dropped the ball.
I mean, come on.
He was looking to run before he fully caught the pass.
Jeez.
He tried to turn his face mask upfield and lost control of the ball.
Perfect call, and they had it blocked well too.
They threw right over the on-rushing defensive end, and all he had to do was catch it.
But anyway, based on everything that we've had, now this is just not tonight. This is being around this program for 30 well, my entire life really, but 30 years as a broadcaster. This team looks like they've checked out for the dance psychologically right now. Body language is not very good, is it?
No, it's not. But, Woodford County's bread and butter is the running game, and you can't do much with it right now.
Uh-oh.
Williams going to get a first down. He got 11 as he's dragged down by the collar at the 35-yard line.
And we're lucky that that was a horse collar. Yes, sir.
It had the makings of a horse collar.
Well, it was there, yeah, buddy.
So first down, Madison Central, as the Indians keep racking
here's
up
the thing. The Indians
here.
were mad coming in here after being beaten 41-0 on their homecoming.
And Coach Centers said they were just, they looked like Woodford County.
They turned it over 3 times in the first quarter, too.
They looked like Woodford County last week, so this is a complete turnaround for them. Handed inside, I believe that's Williams.
I don't know, but Collie has a hold him along with Jackson.
Yep, that's Williams, Collie, and Jackson.
Well,
in 2 weeks, Anderson County with a first district game. There's only 3 district
and
games
the only home game remaining.
Yeah.
In the regular season. Now, we could still host a playoff game,
that'll be one of the earlier senior nights in history, won't it? They'll block ahead for Williams, but Williams never fell.
Pushed the offensive lineman back in. Madison Central offensive lineman. That's a little painful. Ouch. Go for on fourth down.
Zach Harden
lead.
Go with one of the worst man after beating Woodford County 45-20. That shouldn't have been in there. Stem weaving his way through traffic is Lawrence Lee.
Running clock, guys.
So Lawrence Lee takes a 34-yard touchdown pass.
Wow.
And we've got a running clock about to start here.
Now, I will say this. Central's better than their 41-0 beating that Catholic gave them last week, okay? But I will say this, too.
And look at the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, they're not
1 point away from 41-0.
But they're not this much better than we are, to be honest with you.
No. Because
not taking anything away from Madison Central, folks.
We just handed them gift wrapped.
Yeah, we gave them 28 points right out the chute.
So what was a 41-0 loss for Madison Central last week is now a 41-0 big lead over Woodford County, and the running clock will be in effect for the rest of the game. So we're going to get out of here very soon.
I just got a text message from a friend of mine. He said, "Finish your thought." The only alternative to this is on homecoming nights, and I truly, honestly think it affects more homecoming football teams than people think, especially at the home team, is having the dance the same night of the game. Now, I'm not promoting it on Saturday night because I don't want teachers to be there 6 days a week any more than I want to be there 6 days a week.
You can't do it on Thursday night.
Well, you can play the game on Thursday and have the dance on Friday.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yep. But then that gets you less days of preparation for the game.
Unless you work it out.
Coaches don't like you to fiddle with their schedule.
Unless you work it around where you're off dates before that.
Mm-hmm. You could do that.
Just saying. Because coaches have control of their schedules.
Well.
Right?
Maybe that's worth looking into.
Just a thought. I'm thinking outside the box.
Depp trying to get to this one will let it go out of bounds.
Holy cow.
And Woodford will have it at the 35. It barely, I tell you what, it barely got in front of that pylon for a penalty.
Well, the kickers was lobbying for the ball to start right there. No, it didn't work that way. It's only on punts.
Only on punts.
Only on punts.
And Woodford County's made a major gaffe tonight on the kickoff as Madison Central kind of shorted one. I think that was when the rain came down the hardest there, and it hit the turf and bounced sky high. And Woodford County just didn't react to the football.
And kick back towards the Central side of things.
And Central, realizing that it was a free ball, Jalen, I remember his first name, Jalen, where is his name here? Jalen.
It wasn't Jalen Williams, was it?
No, it was
Well, the kicker looks like he's
that
hurt.
notation disappeared
Oh.
somewhere. No, Jalen Powell. What
Okay.
is his name?
Well, Woodford's going to make him kick it again. And looking in the middle of the field for Woodford County in the front line of kick return for the first time in 3 weeks, Charlie Corum. One of the most form-fitting tackles. That's the way you would draw it up.
And I missed his game against West Jessamine. That's when he got injured.
That's when he hurt his shoulder.
So
Collarbone, actually.
I really haven't seen him since
He had the
opener.
most perfect form tackle you could ever have.
From
on
the
kickoff.
14, this is D. Depp. Sheds a tackle, gets to the outside.
Oh, don't let the kicker run you out of bounds, D.
And returns at 26 yards.
If the kicker's going to come tackle you, lower your shoulder. Because usually a kicker is what? That's all he does. He doesn't like to get a whole lot of tackles in.
He's the last form of defense and not a very good form of defense.
No, he's usually ole. But here's the thing, too. But we will say that, and I know he's been watching and listening to our broadcast all year. Jason Coy's the exception. How many place kickers do you see that are 235, 240, 245? Not many.
All right, 2:42. The clock continued to run. It never stopped after the kickoff. So Woodford might run a few plays, and the third quarter will be over.
Yep.
It's Burnaby, and he will be knocked backwards.
Well, right now we're just going to try to run the clock. Try to stay with what brought us to this record so far, and we're going to wind up
Lost a couple.
trying to get out of here healthy, because the next 3 games are the important games.
Right. Burnaby stays in the backfield. 4 receivers in the formation. Woodford still without a penalty tonight.
Too late. Got one. But I tell you what, the official on the far side has no personality whatsoever. I was talking to him before the game. All the other 4 were laughing, joking, cutting up, carrying on with me, except him. He said, "I have my game face on." I said, "Why?"
Game face.
Yeah, he's a $135 maybe.
Ask Bobby Knight about game face.
No, that's just crazy. I hate to, any Indiana fans out there apologize, but game face. Oh gosh,
Underthrown, and this will be a 55-yard interception return for a touchdown by Corey Kidd.
I never saw his granddaddy play, but I wonder if his granddaddy had that kind of speed.
That's his second return of an interception for a touchdown this year.
Ugh.
And that ball just hung.
Yep. Just died on Trey. I didn't see if he got any pressure or not, did he?
I don't think he got that much.
Yeah.
So it came with 1:10. The clock does not stop. And so after this extra point, I think the third quarter will be over.
Probably.
47-0.
Wow, who'd have thunk that?
A 42-point average for Woodford County, and they have not challenged the scoreboard tonight.
Outside of the first drive.
Grant to hold, and White's extra point makes it 48-0.
Wow.
And the misery continues. They do stop the clock after the extra point.
Well, here's the other thing, too, Mac.
That's supposed to happen? They're supposed to stop the clock after the extra point?
Well, I thought they're supposed to stop on touchdowns only. Touchdowns and injuries. Maybe a timeout.
All right, they stop it after the touchdown and the extra point.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know that rule. That rule's been tampered with and things over the last few years. But here's what concerns me. The good news is we have a week off to get our psyche back. Okay? Mm-hmm. The bad news is we have a week off to get our psyche back.
to hope we get our psyche back.
Well, but here's the thing. You get a week off. Hopefully the coaching staff, Coach Johnson and his staff can mend this team's psyche, okay, in the week off. Because even though you're in the playoffs, no matter what, the last thing you want to do is go to Highlands. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because the other districts, Highlands, Cove Cath, Dixie Heights, and Grant County.
Rain started falling a little bit heavier after that touchdown. This is Depp from the 12.
Good block by Ryan.
McCown.
By McCown, that's right.
And he's knocked out of bounds.
It's late.
That's what they're arguing down there, isn't it?
Well, the rule is I don't care, if you try to hold up. If you make contact out of bounds, it's still a personal foul.
34 yards on the return by Depp.
And then, of course, that's our retired professional wrestler. And I asked him how come I've never saw him on the independent circle. And he said, I always wear a mask. I said, and, of course, I didn't have to say it. The man, his own partner, the man in the white hat, looks at him and goes, with a face like that, you need a mask on.
We have just come to the end of the third quarter with the score. Madison Central 48, Woodford County nothing. We'll be back here on WoodfordSports.com. And we will probably take about 10 minutes to play. Rain still a-falling. Woodford County out at the 46-yard line with a first down after Depp's pretty good kickoff return.
Whoa, that was ugly.
Busted play. Thurman, everybody stopped, and Thurman's going to get a first down and lots more. Taken out of bounds at the 36. And that'll be Woodford County first down.
That was ugly. Half the line left. The other half didn't go. The back stopped. The only one that knew where he was going was Trey.
So Thurman gets 19 and a first down. 11:29, and the clock will continue to roll on a terrible night for Woodford County football. Power set in the backfield with Stork in there along with Burnaby. This is Johnson trying to find his way through, stays on his feet, gets to the 27-yard line.
And he almost fumbled the football again.
I thought maybe I saw the ball come down.
It popped up.
Did it pop up?
Yeah, buddy.
So Johnson gets to the 28, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Woodford County needs to get on the scoreboard here, get something for its night. Getting third quarter stats over our shoulder there.
I told him every time he comes out of Madison County, he comes into Woodford, call me 2 weeks ahead of time he's coming.
Eldridge is the deep back. He gets the pitch. Stork's out in front of him, turns the corner, and with the first down, he's got a gain to the 20-yard line for Eldridge. Nice blocking out front by Daniel Stork.
And Burnaby, both.
They'll call it the 21, but it'll be a first down.
Who's the tight end over there right now? There's some messages being sent to some players.
It's Jalen Hamilton, isn't it?
It's 88.
88?
That's Justin Tackett.
Okay.
Freshman. Got a nice block ceiling the side over there. That's a mighty big tight end.
Hamilton is the tight end on the right side, and this is Burnaby with the up the gut. And, boy.
He just moves the pile, I'm telling you. He ought to charge for those rides, I'm telling you.
He got down to the 13-yard line, a gain of 8 for Burnaby. Now, see, this is the way the first drive of the game, Darren, ought to have finished.
Yeah.
We were ripping off this kind of yardage, and the fumble just stopped us dead, but we were moving the football just like this. Fake. They left it with the fullback Burnaby, and it'll be short yardage. They needed short yardage for a first down, and it might be a first down.
Could be. It's close.
The linesman is coming in. It looks like he would mark it at the 11. That would be a first down. Is that right?
Come on, Jay. Get up there, buddy. There you go.
Yeah, he's pointing first down.
He's an ambidextrous official. Sometimes he'll point with the left hand. Sometimes he'll point with the right hand.
So Woodford with 3 first downs on this drive, now at the Madison Central 11-yard line. First team still in there, but this is the power back set. Thurman looked like another busted play. He's in trouble, and he's going to be
back to the
driven to the ground.
13.
What happened on that one?
I don't know. I think a back went the wrong way. Couldn't tell if he's going to hand it off or he's going to look for a tight end on one of those little pop passes.
He was looking one way. Nobody showed up, so he quickly turned the face mask and went the other way and trying to get whatever he could.
Got a new quarterback in there. Nope.
Now, I came to the sideline to talk with the coach. He lost 7 yards there.
No, he didn't. 2. It was 1st and 10.
2, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2.
Long night for all of us.
Yep. 8:01 and the clock moving. Yes, that's right. We're time just rolling here.
Got him.
To the corner of the end zone, and it is short and knocked down, incomplete.
He was looking for Corey George.
Yep.
Another freshman.
Again, the ball underthrown.
Yeah, he threw that one off his back foot.
Tried to put too much touch on it there.
Well, that's fine. You want the touch, but you want it to go to that back pylon because he was running what's known as
more air under
as a flag route or a corner route.
3rd down.
But he just needs to get it back to the back of the end zone.
Split set now in the backfield out of the shotgun. This is Eldridge and Burnaby in the backfield. Corey George is the tight end along with Tackett on the other side. There's Burnaby trying to get around the corner. Good block by Eldridge. Gets inside the 5. He'll be a couple of yards shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, looks like they're going to put him right on the 5.
They may need about 3 for a 1st down. And it will be 4th down.
Yeah, they're going to put him right on the 5.
What did I say, Eldridge?
That was Burnaby.
Burnaby.
Eldridge was out leading the way.
So at the 5,
he got a long 3.
He got 8 on that one. So at the 5, it'll be 4th and goal, and Madison Central is not going to give this one up if they don't have to. They want that goose egg on the scoreboard, like they got last week at the hands of Lexington Catholic.
Oh.
And just prior to the snap, I saw the middle linebacker for Madison Central motion for a timeout.
Yeah, to finish that thought that I was saying a minute ago about the psyche. I mean, you got a week off. The worst thing for any athlete is to have a week off after you get embarrassed, especially at home in a homecoming game. Now, it's positive because any kind of fractured psyche, confidence level, anything wrong with this team, you can correct it now in a week. Okay? And you can try to convince your team, if there's any doubt in their minds, that they're not as bad as the score is indicating tonight, okay? Mm-hmm. And then you got one of your most bitter, and I'll use the word hated, because over the years this Anderson County rivalry has probably been more heated and uglier than the Franklin County rivalry. And we've been a part of a bunch of them. We've seen the series stopped with Anderson County because of some of the stuff that went on, not only on the field, but with both student bodies.
I thought that was mainly due to competitiveness.
Well, that's what Anderson County says. But I talked to a guy who played over there by the name of Darnell Pleasant, and that was not the case.
No.
It was the fact that there was so much other stuff going on, not only on the field, but student bodies going to each other's schools and doing stuff to the property and
I don't know if I believe that.
Things like that. Well, I'm just telling you, the guy was he was involved in it. I was not.
Okay. I just know the scores were lopsided
on both sides.
That may be a 1st down. I don't think so, though. I think that will get him within quarterback sneak range.
It'll be inches anyway. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, you're going the wrong way there, buddy. I know it's been a long day for the officials too.
All right.
He's like, oops.
Now he turns around, and it's still not going to be.
It's going to be half the distance.
So Woodford can get a 1st down without scoring here, but they got to get it right here. 4th down and a yard.
Got to get it right on the 2.
Thurman under center. Mix. He's going to pitch, going wide, and he's got some convoy out in front of him, and it's going to be a 1st and goal, looks like.
He was down. If he doesn't call – oh, that's pitiful.
What was it?
That's a terrible call, Larry.
They called him down at the 3.
No, he called it a fumble and a recovery.
Out of bounds at the 3.
That was a bad call.
Did it go out of bounds? Is that what it was?
No, he hit the ground and reached with the football, and it popped loose as he hit the ground.
Well, that should be a dead ball then.
Well, yeah, and Coach Johnson will go down and try to find out. But I tell you, Coach, you're wasting your breath.
So it looked like Depp. He had 3 blockers out.
That was actually Johnson, wasn't it?
Was it Johnson?
I think so. Wow.
And instead of getting the first down and at least 4 plays from.
Now, I will say this. He was backing up, so he didn't have a really good look at it. He was trying to avoid other players with him, the official. That's when one of his crewmates need to come over and say, hey, I had a better look at this. But none of them did, so guess what? I think they're ready to get out of the ring.
5 minutes, 21 seconds left to go on this horrible evening.
Uh-huh.
Procedure will now mark it back inside the 1.5.
Now the ball game for Woodford, Jacob Woodford, number 21. We got a bunch of new guys in here.
Under 5 minutes to go now. Washington playing linebacker. Eldridge is in there.
Can't see who we got on the left corner now over there. We've got Nash in on the right corner here.
This is Hughley. Got back to the line of scrimmage.
Is that number 11? No. Is that Trevor White? On the left corner,
Number 11?
Is that number 11 or what? On the left corner, or is that 13?
I don't have 11 on my.
I do. That's Trevor White.
JT Jones is 13, I think.
If it's 13, I can't see the number. I hate those.
That's 18, Lee Kane.
No, that's the safety. I'm talking about the left corner.
That would be JT Jones.
Okay, it's 13.
Yep.
I hate those numbers. That newfangled look.
Yeah. How would you describe the style in this?
Crooked.
Yeah.
Crooked.
Oh, well. Fashion changes all the time.
I guess. Oh, man.
This may be to the house, folks.
It is. And that's going to be 96 yards.
8 yards.
They marked it at the 4.
They marked it at 4?
Yeah.
96 yards.
Up, 98. They said 98, yeah.
And that was Williams?
I have no idea.
This is going to be his.
Yeah.
Yep, Williams. It's going to be only his second 100-yard game of the season.
Well, I can understand why Woodford's got some guys still in from the first unit in defensively or offensively.
That's a community stadium record right there.
A 98-yard.
98-yard run. White for the extra point. It's now 54-0.
Huh.
Well, the only worse one, Darren, that we had, remember Ryan Jones? 67-0. But that was over at Madison Central. He threw like 7 touchdown passes that night.
Remember who
maybe ran for a couple more.
Remember who the head coach was at that time of Central?
And that was Raines.
No, Bill Cronin.
Raines. It was Cronin?
Bill Cronin.
I thought it was Raines.
Bill Cronin.
Okay. All right, so
which brings me up to Georgetown being 0-3 for the first time ever under Bill Cronin.
55-0.
And could be 0-4 tomorrow if they go down to Faulkner.
This
in Montgomery.
This just lost evening tonight.
Well, I thought about halfway through the second quarter, this team's body language changed, and unfortunately, they started thinking about post-game stuff. And the off date comes at a good time.
You suppose this happens to other teams too? Or does it only occur here?
Let me just say this. I have seen it happen at other programs, but it's programs who are up and down, kind of like we have been.
Well, I've said it before. It's been a while since I've said it, that when Dan Cassidy was coach here, he didn't like homecomings. He thought it distracted his players.
Matter of fact, I think he told us flat out, I hate homecomings.
Yeah. It's just too much of a distraction.
Well, and that's why I say do the dance on a different day than the game.
And by the way, Dan, if you're listening tonight somehow, some way.
Down there in Florida.
Hello to you down in Florida.
And hang on, because they're getting a whole lot more rain down there than we are up here. I would
maybe I'll join him down there in a few years, huh?
You can move all the way to Florida.
If it means spending December through, or maybe late October through April in warmer weather, I would think about it.
This from a guy who was wearing a Cleveland Browns sweatshirt. And think about how cold Cleveland is.
I just fly into Cleveland and attend the game and then fly back fly back to my palm trees.
Just think about how cold it is in Cleveland compared to here. Huh? Yeah, you did it for Dan. You did it for Dan, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, Dan the man.
Dan.
Matter of fact, a new grandpa about a year or so ago.
Oh, great.
Isn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah. That's right.
And for those that ask, it's Rossi, not Kelby. And from what I gather, now I don't know. I think it's a little boy. I think
it would have to be, wouldn't it?
I think so. I think it's a little boy. But if it wasn't, I know Coach Cassidy's probably as proud as anything in the world.
Well, we miss him.
We do. We do. Whole new unity in Mac. Yep. Looks like.
He used to.
Jack Hill's in
even
there.
Though he wasn't coaching at Woodford, after about in his tenure, continued to be assistant.
Probably one of his biggest victories in that second go around. The injury there.
That
was Higgins.
Okay.
Yep, that was Higgins. The only starter in the offensive line right now is Mix at center.
Loss of 5, they say.
And you know he's probably looking around going, Lord have mercy, I got a whole bunch of young guys around me.
Well, I'm back to the 15. There's only 48 seconds to go. This will be the last play.
Mac, I will tell you this. On the 9th of October, you'll be doing it with, I think, Andy Smith. I'll be filling in for our good buddy Gary Ball in Lexington. Is he going to a wedding? I said, it's not yours, is it? Of course, I got a dirty look from Gary.
Well, McCown's going to give us some negative yardage there.
He had no shot. I didn't see. Man, these Madison Central numbers are terrible, too. That's 13.
That's a loss of 10, and that's going to
do it.
Woodford
I wouldn't take another
snap.
I would not take another snap. Just stay in the huddle or come to the sideline.
We've had exactly 13 plays in this quarter. That's it.
Wow.
We've run 13 plays in 12 minutes. That's how quickly the quarter went.
That's one of these nights when you're sitting here and you're going, well, what do we talk about? What can you talk about? Not a whole lot positive other than the fact that we at least came out.
And Coach Dennis Johnson has to make that long walk to meet Coach Centers at the center of the field.
Yep.
And it's hard to keep your head up as you walk through that Madison Central crew after a 55-0 pasting tonight by the Indians over the Jackets.
You know what? If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we've been shut out on homecoming for a long time.
Since Lincoln did it, 60-0.
Well, I thought that was 60-6.
60-0.
I knew you'd remember that.
Yeah.
That was
I remember just about
what was that,
everything
1990?
about the Lincoln series.
Was that 1998 or 99? It was a while back.
No, it was before that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we remember a lot about that Lincoln series.
Lincoln was not in our district
at that time, were they?
No. No, I'm sorry. They were at the time that we took that big loss.
Yeah.
The time that you're talking about, they weren't in our district.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say this about tonight. We're not as bad as this score is going to look, number one. Number two.
And people are going to find that hard to believe. Kickoff ended up being bouncing back Madison Central's way. Woodford County failed to act and to realize that free football. Central turned it into a 14 touchdown run to make it 20. And in 2 plays, it was drive, which ended at the Madison. Yes. In the third, Madison Central, they were able to in 6 plays as Wade went over from 5 yards out. Nothing. Stopped on the next. Central scores again to Lawrence Lee. Point, and it was 4-0. Thurman throwing a reception that was returned by Corey. And the final score came with 3-2 on the running clock. Williams scored again. This one is a community stadium. 0-0, and Woodford on the scoreboard. All can only hope that with 2 weeks this. So the final score again tonight. The people who made the as possible tonight. Board along with Casey Cooley, and we thank them very much. So we invite you to join us. Remember, 2 weeks from now, 2 Fridays from now, we'll be back on the air at 7:30. See you then.